This time, I won't talk about how I'm recording this for the 10th time, like I did in the last video, because actually, I'm recording this for the 4th time. Can you see the progress here? Because I can. Okay, but let's get finally to the topic of this video. Today I'm going to talk about host clubs, and it's possible that the first thing that came to your mind after hearing this word is anime called Ouran High School Host Club. But anime doesn't have much to do with reality because it is not about real host clubs. And let me say one thing, the idea of this place itself is not that bad, even if for some of us it's weird. The issue is that it isn't just about drinking in someone's company. The thing about host club is that it gives you the impression that you are in a relationship with someone, and that's what makes it so special. I think it would be good to explain what a host club is before I start hating on it. So, host club is a type of nightclub in Japan whose purpose is to keep female clients company by talking and drinking alcohol. All this with handsome men called hosts, whose duty is to make their clients feel good. How adorable. And there is something very similar, like hostess club, but for males. Like instead of host, you have hostess. Yes, you get it, right? By the way, host club is not really a new thing. Obviously, the current ones are a bit different from the old ones. The first one was opened in Tokyo in 1966, and now there are about 1,000 of them in the whole country, with around 320 of those located in Kabukicho, a red light district in Shinjuku, Tokyo, with a huge number of host and hostess clubs, love hotels, restaurants, nightclubs, and whatever you want. I will start with the prices because, let's be honest, it is the most important thing. They usually do not exceed 4,000 or 5,000 yen per hour. The first visit is usually quite cheap, so yeah. Let's assume that you feel encouraged by the price and decide to go to host club. When you come in, they give you an album with photos of all the hosts. At some clubs, you might be asked if you want to choose a particular one to entertain you for extra fee. Otherwise, just different hosts will come to your table changing every 10 or 15 minutes. They serve you the drink you ordered, and then all the fun begins. You just spend a nice time talking to handsome men. Yeah, that's the whole idea of host club. Each one looks and acts differently, make sure that at least one of them will be your type. After some time, you have to pick one host you want to escort you, and that's all? There is also a second option. You can spend more time with your favorite host for, of course, extra fee. Chosen one will be your personal main host called Shimei, and you cannot meet with any other, at least from this club. For each additional hour, you pay more, and every visit gets more expensive to the point where only wealthy customers can afford them. So some women use the option of buying drinks on tap, and that's how easily you can end up in debts. And what happens when the customer doesn't have money to pay? What is the best way to earn a pretty good amount of it quickly?
この後ご飯行かないって、いわゆるアフター。俺普段アフターしないけど、それで行ったら仕事を紹介されたんですけど、それが帰り晩酒だった。
Here comes S industry. It might be the girl's personal choice, but some hosts offer this type of work themselves. Why is it so important to them? Because in most host clubs, if the customer does not pay, the host has to do it. Because what? The club won't receive money?
その70万飛ばれた後に450万飛ばれたんですよ。
450万。
はい。で終わったって思いましたね。
やっぱり自分で何とかしないといけないって感じなんですかね。
そうですね。売りかけ飛ばれたら基本的にはもう自分のお給料から埋めなきゃいけないので。
Of course, not all clients decide to enter this industry overall or because they are in debt. They may simply see that with their current earnings, they will soon not be able to support their host. However, in such cases, hosts also offer this job themselves. What is the reason this time? They want to earn more. Well, if she doesn't have money, she won't come back. Not to mention the hosts who cooperate with or manage prostitution themselves and persuade their clients to work for them so they can earn more from their illegal business. Like, it is really fucked up. Something that surprised me is that hosts can text their female clients after work. This really looks like a dating simulator but in real life version, oh god. And that's what I was talking about. You have this feeling that you are in a relationship with someone. I think the problem with these places wouldn't be so big if in case the girl started to feel something for her host. He will be obligated to say, I'm sorry but you're just my client or whatever. But the club of course wants to make money, and this solution could mean losing customers because girls come back there for this feeling. Customers are different, of course, but if you listen to interviews, even the hosts themselves admit that there are many S workers.
でもっと担当の方に喜んでもらいたいっていう感じで、まあ、例えばその夜の仕事だったり移る方とかいらっしゃるじゃないですか。
いますね。
そういうのってやっぱ結構あったりするんですかね。
いやもう全然そういうことはもうあります。もう何度もそういう経験はありますね。
そうなんです。
My clients are about 23 to 25, sometimes really young, and they're mostly, or maybe all of them, are prostitutes.
Those who don't become them just earn enough to afford to go to host clubs. I also heard that hostesses go there after they work to relax. Okay, but why do women go to host clubs? I don't think I will surprise anyone when I say that there are many answers. They may lack self-confidence, and when someone finally shows interest in them, they feel important and special. Or they can like being the center of attention and feel good when someone compliments them. There are also busy ones who feel the need for someone to take care of them when they are tired after a long day, or girls who are less experienced in dating. Some of the clients may be lonely and choose host clubs because these unrealistic relationships are much easier and less stressful. Like the host only does what is expected of him, so they don't have to worry about being rejected. When it comes to age, I really wanted to find any charts, but I found only this one from 2019 on website Sirabee. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And it shows that most women who go to host clubs are in their 30s. However, other sources indicate that the clients are mainly in their 20s, so I'm not sure, but I think we can assume that they are mostly young women. And why do girls fall for this illusion? Like, it's obvious that hosts are doing their job. Imagine that someone in a long time, or even for the first time in your life, gives you attention. You feel bad again? You come back to a place when someone makes you forget about bad day at work. I also feel like there is a thin line between what is real and what is just doing his job. Because a girl may know he's nice to other customers, but does she know what exactly he's telling them? Does she know that he also promises them a future together? Or she might be aware of it, but is trying to put out of her mind that it is not real? Or another option, she's fine with this type of relationship because she prefers this to none. Even though she would like to experience love, she doesn't know how, or as I said before, she's afraid of being rejected. So she is satisfied with the illusion. I don't know, I'm trying to explain it somehow. There are many options, but to make it clear, not every woman who goes to a host club once will become their regular customer. Why would anyone choose such a job? Money? Or someone couldn't find any other job? But how much exactly can you earn as a host? It depends. I read that the hourly wage is usually quite low, so most of the pay is based on commission from drink sales. It also matters how popular you are among your customers, because, I don't know, host club industry? I think I could call it like that. It's pretty competitive. I mean, there's a ranking system in most clubs, and they have competitions like Host of the Month or Host of the Week, something like that. And of course, the top one gets a prize, also material benefits. This number one host has made up to $1 million in 3 days, when I will probably never earn that much in my entire sad life. Okay, but what about the host who doesn't make enough money for the club? Often, he simply leaves. But hey, we are already talking about living, when we haven't even talked about how to become one, and more importantly, be a good one. No, I don't give you any ideas. Actually, you don't have to worry that much about your appearance because they will probably take care of your styling or give you some tips. I mean, it's not like they don't care about it at all. I think a healthy body is required, but you know. Anyway, let's move on to age. Hosts are usually between 18 and mid, or I would even say late 20s if you are really good. Alright, what about any special skills? I guess you have to be mentally strong and know what to say to your customers, but still, you will probably train on how to behave towards them either way. So is being a host easy? Haha, easy. Another time it depends. For whom? For example, not for me, because firstly, I don't know how to raise up girls. Like, I have never tried, maybe I will be good at it. You never know, apart from the fact that I am not a man. Secondly, I don't really like the idea of talking to other people every day at my work. Like, my introvert ass could never. Thirdly, you have to drink alcohol very often, and I respect my liver because wow, drinking too much is not good for your health. And doing this kind of pretending all the time is not something that I would enjoy, let's say. I would probably cringe pretty hard at myself. Besides, I would just feel bad for those girls. But I can only talk about my point of view. I don't know what's going on in the hosts' heads. It sounded rude. It didn't supposed to. Like, everyone is different. Just because something isn't okay for me doesn't mean someone else doesn't have a different opinion. However, sometimes I can understand the host's actions. I don't have excuse for this.
結婚しようよとか、一緒にディズニー行こう、ディズニー行ったことなかったから一緒にディズニー行こうとか、全部実現されてないですけど。
It's their work to make clients feel loved, right? But I believe giving these girls so much hope is simply just cruel. Probably some of them get used to it after a while, or when they chose this job, they partly knew what they were signing up for. You might be like, if no one came to these places, they wouldn't exist. But also, if they didn't exist, no one would come to them. Okay, but to be serious, I think that the example of host clubs points out a serious problem. Even if we close them all, it won't change the fact that there are still people who feel the need to go to these types of places. Because for some reason, they do it. And I guess we should focus more on that. On the reason why. However, I hope that one day they will find someone who really cares about them and they won't have to pay for the love we all deserve. I read that the Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio spoke about host clubs and that Japanese government will consider a crackdown on them. It was on November 2023. I don't know if any actions were actually taken from that time. I hope so. I guess that's all. Oh, I also heard that hostess clubs aren't much better than host clubs. But to be honest, I didn't do any bigger research on this topic. So I didn't want to lie to you by saying that literally everything is the same. I'm curious, so if you know something, you can let me know in the comments below. Maybe I will make a video about them too someday, but I can't promise anything because my list of ideas for the videos is actually pretty long. Okay, keep staying hydrated, drink water, and be healthy. Bye!